Welcome to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and I'll break them down into bite-sized tips you can use straight away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and Shine. Eat your dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. Episode number 615, and we are going to be talking about website accessibility and whether it can boost your SEO and some of the legal protections it might give you. When people talk about websites, most think of design, content, or SEO. But there's another piece of the puzzle that often gets overlooked: accessibility. Now, here's a twist. Making your website accessible doesn't just help people with disabilities. It can actually boost your SEO and even keep you out of legal trouble. So I'm going to break it down a bit today, and we're going to talk about how accessibility connects to both search engine rankings and legal protection. Why does accessibility matter for SEO? Search engines read websites like screen readers do. Search engines don't see your site the way you do. They read it with the code. That's very similar to how a screen reader works. And so the cleaner and more descriptive your content is, the easier it is for the search engines, Google and other search engines, to understand it. Alt text can help both accessibility and image rankings. So if you think about alt text and what is alt text, when you mouse over an image on a website and it pops up a little box and tells you what that image is, that's the alt text, ALT text. It allows blind users to understand images, but it also tells Google what that image is about. Without it, you miss out on potential traffic from image searches, and it can weaken your content's relevance. So it doesn't, accessibility isn't just about, it's great that you're making it easier for people to use your website, but it is going to help your SEO. Heading and structure improve navigation for users and Google. Accessibility encourages a logical hierarchy of headings like H1, H2, H3. That not only makes content easier for assistive tech, but it also gives the search engines clear signals about what's the most important thing on a page. If you think about when you get a document and you're reading a document, the first thing you tend to do is you look for your chapters, you look for your major sections. You're like, okay, what major section do I want to look at? I want to look at this major section. And then you go and you look for the subheadings and the subsections within that. That's what your H1, H2, and H3 tags actually do for you. Faster loading and clean code absolutely benefit everyone. Accessible sites usually avoid clutter. The code is generally optimized and they typically load faster. Search engines love fast, streamlined sites. Your visitors will too, and it's not just those. Everyone loves it if you can go to a site, find what they're looking for without having to search for all of that clutter. Some of the accessibility improvements overlap with voice search optimization as well. So clear, simple content that's easy to understand also ranks better when people ask questions out loud. So if you can have a voice search function on the site, that will help as well. Let's have a quick chat about some of the legal and compliance issues we've got here. We've got the Americans with Disability Act, the ADA Act, and websites. In the US, courts have increasingly ruled that websites fall under the ADA. That means businesses are required to provide accessible digital experiences and not just physical ones. That's also happening here in Australia as well. High-profile lawsuits against businesses for inaccessible sites. So companies like Domino's Pizzas to small online retailers have been sued. This is in the US, not so much here in Australia yet, but it has happened. For websites that people with disabilities couldn't use. The cost isn't just financial, there's a lot of reputational damage done because of that. There are now international regulations like WCAG and the EU standards. So, WCAG, the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, are gold standard. Many countries in Europe and beyond them are enforcing strict accessibility rules. So, businesses operating online need to comply, my words, internationally. So it's a trade-off, isn't it? What's the cost of compliance? Because it can get a bit expensive, versus what's the cost of being sued or coming up against one of the fines because you haven't met a regulation. Fighting a lawsuit can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more. The regulatory fines can range in the thousands to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. So by contrast, investing in accessibility upfront is usually much cheaper and it adds long-term value. Beyond the law, beyond the legal and the regulatory frameworks here, you're not going to be alienating customers. You're not going to be restricting your customer base to only people that can use your website. You're not going to be damaging your brand if you don't prioritize accessibility. Accessibility shows that you care about all of your users. It's something to think about. I certainly think using it to make sites easier to navigate and use is a great idea. So what are some of the things that you can do to make your website accessible? Easy things you can do. Well, you can, first of all, make sure all of your images have alt text. Make sure there are captions. If you have a podcast, put up transcripts. I'm not going to look at myself for that one. But there's simple things that you can do. Think about your color contrast and readability. Now, this is a big one for me. High color contrast, large enough fonts, avoid text-heavy images. It can all make a difference. I know when I'm working with clients, they're like, "Oh, I want a dark background and I want this dark font on it." Well, I can't read it. People aren't going to be able to read it. It's going to cause eye strain. It's going to cause problems. Think about that sort of thing. If you're going to do it, you want to have dark text on a light background or light text on a dark background. Make sure there's enough contrast that people can actually read the text. Small font might look pretty. It might look elegant. It is really hard to read. Glasses, really hard to read. One of my biggest bugbears is that I actually have to blow up sites. I have to zoom in on sites to be able to read the text. Keyboard navigation and screen reader compatibility. Some people can't use a mouse, so sites must be fully usable with a keyboard. Screen readers also need to properly label buttons and links to make sense of a site. So a screen reader will sit there and it will look at the code and it will read the site out to someone who is visually impaired. If your buttons aren't labeled properly, if your menu items, your navigation isn't labeled properly, the screen reader is not going to be able to see it. That means that the person won't be able to navigate your site correctly. Testing with accessibility tools and real users. There's tools like Wave or Lighthouse that can catch errors on your site, but honestly, nothing replaces feedback from actual users. Testing both ways gives you the best picture that you're going to get, and it's going to give you the quick hits that you can address to give you the biggest improvements early. Think of accessibility as ongoing maintenance and not just a one-time fix. This isn't just a box you check once and it's done. As your website grows, as you add new content, as you change your design, as it updates, as you add new features to your site, you need to keep reviewing and improving. Don't think that you've done it once, you don't have to do it again. It should just be baked into your design process. So accessibility is more than just a checkbox. It is a win-win. You get to boost your SEO because search engines use a lot of the same technology that your screen readers and your accessibility tools do. You can protect your business legally, and most importantly, you're going to open your digital doors to everyone. Okay, so what do you guys think? Have you thought about accessibility for your websites? Have you thought about what it all means? Did you realize that there was a really big tie-in between accessibility and search engine optimization. What do you think? I'd love to know your thoughts on that one. Have I said something here that you disagree with? Have I said something that's asked more questions than I've answered? I'd love to know. Leave your comments, come across to my community. That would be the best place to do this. askcharlyleetham.locals.com. Join the conversation there. You can always leave comments wherever you're watching or listening to this video. I will get to them eventually. If this video was useful to you, please give it a like, and if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. And I will see you guys the day after tomorrow. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.